Hi, my name is Ryan Alexander with Denison Yachting, and if you don't recognize me, that's because I'm not a broker with Denison. I'm the guy who makes all the videos that you see here on the YouTube channel. I'm here to take you on a walkthrough of the NuMarine 26XP. Her owner just recently took delivery and has been kind enough to let us on board and to show you what makes her tick. I'm currently in the south of France in Cannes for the Cannes Yachting Festival. The festival just ended, and all around us, captains and manufacturers are closing up shop, getting ready to take their boats and their booths back to their home ports. The reason that I'm standing in front of the camera and not behind it is because Clarke, who was going to do the walkthrough on this boat, had to cancel his trip to the show because of back surgery. But between you and me, I find it ironic that I'm not the one having back surgery from carrying the weight of Alex when we do these video walkthroughs. Coming in at 85 feet with a beam of 21 feet and 8 inches, this NuMarine lives up to her manufacturer's namesake. She seems to be plotting the course for a lot of other manufacturers as she journeys further towards the leading edges of style, forward thinking, and efficiency. The thing that I like most about this boat is that she's a beacon of what happens when you take architectural liberty. A lot of imagination went into this boat. Being a creative myself, I know that whenever I make something I'm proud of, it generally starts with an idea that I was hesitant to try for fear that the timing wasn't right. Wherever the inspiration for this boat came from, it turned thousands of heads every day at the show. And right now, we're going to show you why. So let's start today's walkthrough on the Flybridge. Our first stop is going to be the upper helm. With a full Raymarine navigation package and sleek centerline placement, this helm leaves little to be desired. During the build process, clients can choose from an array of electronics manufacturers if Raymarine isn't the best fit for you. As you can see, this upper helm shares space with a bunch of seating for 8 on either side. When you combine this with the al fresco dining area that's just aft, it's easy to imagine how much fun it would be to host a dinner cruise here in the Med. Here you have control of the boat, a great view, and a pretty killer grilling setup to boot. The grill is on the starboard side along with a sink. To port is an isotherm ice maker and cold storage. Moving aft, we arrive at a yachting rarity, a wide open space that almost makes you forget that you're on a boat. Not only is it uncluttered, but it has this great seating setup. The good news for people who aren't in a relaxing kind of mood is that you can easily reconfigure this space so that you can throw water toys up here and head straight to the islands. Facing forward, the first thing I see, an invitation to put down the phone and grab a front row seat to remote locations worldwide. Now follow me down to the aft deck. So one thing that you're going to see throughout this entire boat is that there's a ton of space. Every room seems to just continue expanding, and the aft deck is no exception. You have a large centerline dining table here, and I love that the owner went with the unfinished teak. It's a touch of timelessness on an otherwise completely modernized yacht. Aft of this 8-guest formal dining is a large sun pad. Forward and to port is a wet bar to service the dining area. This makes it easy to transition from dinner to cocktails. The stern of the NuMarine 26XP features a Euro-style transom. That means you've got stairs to both the port and the starboard sides. One of the great features of this boat is that it has a hydraulic swim platform. This lowers down into the water, and you have quick and easy access into the crew space. Our first stop down here on the port side is the captain's cabin, which has its own ensuite. On the starboard side is a second crew cabin. Forward of the crew cabins is the engine room. Stepping inside, I was first impressed by how much space there was for servicing her twin-man R6 diesel engines. As technology makes things simultaneously more powerful and smaller, you see engine rooms that are cluttered to the point of overkill. This is not the case with the 26XP, and your engineer won't mind this one bit. With a total of 1,120 horsepower, she boasts a range of 3,000 nautical miles. She has a cruise speed of 9 knots and tops out at around 14 knots. Now let's jump into a quieter venue, the Salon. So before I break down the interior spaces, I want to remind you I'm not walking you through this boat as a broker. And I'm also not walking you through as just the video guy. Every year I go through well over 100 boats and I look at every single engine. My job is literally just to pay attention, and I have to say that this salon is something special. Not only is it elegant, but it's also imaginative, which is a rare combination in an often rigid industry. First, you have the windows. These steal the show. This is a great place to return to when you want to reset your perspective. The middle windows slide down, which takes things up a notch. Lounging on one of the two couches with a circulating cross breeze is one of the things that makes this salon such a dream. As far as design elements go, there are plenty. The floors are gorgeous. The lighting fixtures are atypical and interesting. The formal dining is a slab of backlit onyx, and at night makes for a dreamy venue. Everything about this salon is calming. Forward on the port side is the galley. It's equipped with an oven, a cooktop, and a range hood. Cooking in here isn't just for yacht chefs, but also for a couple looking to learn a new recipe. Now let's check out the wheelhouse. Right before we get to the pilot house, we arrive at a dayhead. The volume of this 26XP carries forward into the pilot house, and that's great news for the captain and crew. This Helm is outfitted with a set of Raymarine electronics similar to the upper Helm, but more far-reaching. In addition to a pair of Raymarine multifunction displays, she also has bow and stern thruster joysticks, engine controls, engine monitors, and just about everything else you could ever need. Exits on both sides of the wheelhouse open onto the side decks. Judging by how beamy the Salon feels, you may not guess that there are side decks flanking both sides of the yacht. The foredeck is ordinarily an area where shipyards seem to underperform and cut corners. The 26XP wasn't designed by one of those yards. They loaded this area up with expansive seating and lounging areas. Of course, up here we have the ground tackle that's hidden below the deck. This keeps everything tidy and means that there's less to trip on. From the bow, follow me as I make my way down the staircase in the salon, where we're going to take our first look at the guest accommodations. Turning aft at the bottom of the stairs will take us to the Master Stateroom. The first thing I noticed when I stepped into the Master was how comfortable the carpet was. Obviously, there are a ton of different choices when it comes to flooring, but if you are considering getting one of these boats, you absolutely have to take this carpet into consideration. The other thing that jumped out to me was the headroom. I spend a lot of time when I'm filming these boats walking in and out, and I'm bumping my head constantly. On the 26XP, this isn't an issue anywhere. As far as the other important features of this full beam Master, there's a centerline king berth that's flooded by exterior light. On the starboard side, there's a TV with a sound bar that's right next to an L-shaped settee with storage just beyond. Just aft of this is a walk-in closet. Now facing to port is an oversized desk or a vanity. And aft of the desk is the ensuite. Leaving the Master, let's head forward to the portside stateroom. In here, we see a queen berth with an ensuite. Across the hall is another stateroom with a twin berth layout. Facing forward, we see the ensuite. The fourth guest stateroom is the bow VIP. This is one of my favorite VIPs that I've seen, if not the most unique VIP that I've ever seen. The reason why is because they carry the beam further forward, and by doing that, it creates all this extra volume up here in the bow. So where you normally would have a berth that faces aft and takes up the entire floor plan, now what you have is a lot more open space, a walk-around berth, and an extra seating area. Forward and centerline, we have a clear path to a desk or a vanity. The VIP also has an ensuite. So there it is, the NuMarine 26XP. I hope you enjoyed your time on board as much as I did. On a personal note, I just want to say that I love making these videos. We love reading the comments, and your input is valued. even those of you who lose your mind when we can't show the crew quarters. So, on behalf of Denison Yachting, Alex Clarke, and myself, Ryan Alexander, thank you for joining us on today's walkthrough. If you have any questions or you'd like to see her in person, feel free to reach out to Alex Clarke at any time.